Hey guys, I gotta make this quick because my back is cooking. This fireplace throws heat like no other. It's amazing. So these Georgia boots here, these things, this is not a sponsored deal. They didn't give them to me or pay me for them. These I bought with my own dough, and I bought these 3.5 years ago. Here they are, the Georgia boots I just ordered. I picked these up, or I ordered these about 2 weeks ago. They came in the mail yesterday, and I tried them on. They fit perfectly. And I have big flapping feet, size 11.5, and it's a wide. So you know what that means. I bought them for a project on Vancouver Island. And I'm gonna tell you how I calculated my 6,000, actually it's more than 6,000 miles on these things in a second here. So Vancouver Island, I was hired for a project there, and I bought a boat to live on while I was there. It was pretty cool. It was a great experience, good fun. Vancouver Island is rainy, crappy most of the time, beautiful summers and fall, but the rest of the time it's kind of wet and nasty. So wet, nasty conditions on gravel 90% of the time. That's where these boots started their life. And gravel because that's where the shop was. On the island, I was doing probably about between 10 and 12,000 steps a day. And how I figured this out is I got an app on my Samsung that tells me how many steps I've done. So after that, I was hired by a company back home here to do an awesome project called True Wild Distillery. Next level project. I've got a video on that. I'm trying to finish it, man. It's probably 3/4 done. I'm gonna share that soon with you. I did that project. I was doing how many? 15,000 steps a day, and probably 40% of the time it was up and down 5 stories of fire escape. You know, metal stairs. You know, the ones with the grates. So that's where these things live for another 1.5 years. So the next couple projects I did for them, I was in around 10 to 12,000 steps a day. And for the 2.5 years I worked for them, I had 0 sick days. Yeah, 0 sick days and 5 vacation days. My Vancouver Island, same thing, 0 vacation days, usually 6 days a week, and no sick days. So 3.5 years rolling like that. But anyway, so that's how I work. That's my work ethic. And the reason it's like that is because in construction, if you have a huge job, might be a year and a half long, a lot of times there's not another job right behind it. So you might have a month off. So you work when you can. You bust your butt when you can. And in my case, it was like a 3.5 year stint. It just was going nonstop. So that's where the steps come in. You know what? If you're only working 4 days a week and you're just kind of cruising around, it's different. You can see how it's worn on that right heel. Check that out. And it's because of the way I roll. I'm going to show you how I calculated this because it's pretty cool. And it's over 6,000 for sure. But I kind of toned it down a bit because I didn't think anyone would believe me. Anyway, let's take a look at these boots. The soles on these things are next level. These are Georgia soles. This isn't like a Vibram sole. Maybe it's a knockoff. The leather is amazing. One thing that happened to these, it kind of, not sure if it's the boot or the way I'm flapping around with my big feet. The inner liner went out on this right one. And I'm thinking it might be my thing because sometimes these aren't really tight and I'm kind of flapping around, my heel's flapping around in there as I'm walking, and it might have rubbed it through. I'm not sure. But that's the only thing that's gone wrong with this, with these boots. Laces, I think I replaced them, I can't remember. But I'm gonna clean these up. The funny thing is with these, I'm heading to the mountains the other day and I've got different boots that I wear. I'm not a boot nut, but I've got some great hiking boots and such. And I looked at these and went, yeah, I'm taking these because these things are so broken in and comfortable. This is what I prefer to wear now, which is very bizarre. So maybe I'll just keep these going and maybe look at a Vibram sole or do something with them, but they're just in amazing shape for something that's got 6,000 miles on them. Let's take a look. All right, let's take a look at the pull loop. No problems there. The upper, same thing, no issues, no cuts. The backstay is perfect as well. Look at the stitching, perfect. And the heel counter is also awesome. No issues there. The heel base is starting to get worn out, but other than that, really, there's no issues back here. There you can see that pull loop from the side. Both of them are the same, awesome shape. The upper, as it wraps around, no issues. Look at the seams. All the seams on these boots have held together. No issues whatsoever. The heel counter, as it wraps around, no problems. I've got a few cracks in the welt. I'll show you those in a second. So check the tongue out. It's in perfect shape. The hooks as well, and the eyelets. Nothing has let go or pulled out. The false tongue, also no problems with it, although there's flapping a little bit backwards, but that's okay. And the toe, there's no issues with the toe. These are steel toe, by the way, and they haven't popped through. Let's take a look at the welt. So you can check it out. I got a few cracks on this one. Some of the sides aren't as bad as this one. So that's kind of fairly normal, but that's what I got on this left one. Check the stitching out. All the stitching is bang on. Nothing has been popped or let go. So once you get the laces out and get them off those tongues, the brush guards, I'm gonna clean these up. Look at the crap collected in there. This side as well. So no, this is for a Filson coat. Same with that. This is my go-to. I've been using Nick Wax forever, but the last couple of times I greased these boots up, it was with Obenaufs. A lot of times I'll just dump these boots in the laundry sink and just scrub them, man. Just soak them and scrub them. Not the inside, but the outside. But today I'm just gonna give it a brush. You wanna make sure you get all that crap out of there. So I actually did end up scrubbing them in the sink. You didn't think I was going to use those nasty old laces, did you? So that there is birch. I don't have any hardwood out here, guys. No hardwood in the Rocky Mountains. But this is a lot nicer than pine or spruce. That stuff just crackles and pops and spits. So here's how I calculated all this stuff up. There's a few apps you can use online that'll calculate steps into miles. You just got to punch in your height. So that's what I did. So on the island, I worked 305 days of that year, and I averaged 11,000 steps a day. So that works out to 3,355,000. Distillery, I got a year and a half in, and that is 455 days, 15,000 steps a day is 6,825,000 steps. And the last year or so, I was running 2 jobs, kind of running around like madman in the beginning and then tapering off at the end. So I'm gonna average that at 9,000 steps a day at 305 days over the year. That's 2,745,000. So that works out to 12,925,000 steps over the 3.5 years. And that works out to 5,959 miles. So that's pretty cool. A lot of you probably do the same, but it's interesting to convert this into mileage. It's very interesting to me and how these boots have held up. Pretty awesome. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.